Welcome back to the Dump series where I talk about PlayStation 3 video games that I own. Quick notes before we start, this video is actually scripted rather than the usual improv style since this game along with many others in the future actually has some stuff to talk about. Now that disclaimers are out of the way, let's talk about Surf's Up, the video game. And for first, it's a game I actually enjoy. Only took us 4 episodes to get there. Story-wise, it's your typical rookie character who wants to win something, voice acted in English by that one guy who just says do it and who keeps losing flags to some internet nerds. What is the tournament? Well, it's a big mouthful, but it's called the Big Z Memorial Surfing Contest on Penguin Island, which is hosted by Reggie Belafonte. Yeah, honestly, the story is not that important. There are some additions to the stories compared to the movie, like storm warnings, native penguins not happy with the surfing penguins, and other stuff like that, but the game doesn't really care about that, to be honest. Even at the ending, when you complete the last level, you just say, hey, the big bully called Tank Evans, yeah, he lost his tournament win streak, and the only thing different that can happen is if you play as him and you win, and the reporter is like, oh, Tank Evans did indeed keep his win streak.
Yep, game's easy.
Oh! Le mythique Tank Evans a finalement bu la tasse. Ce soir, il surfera sur ses rêves brisés. Quelle défaite!
But story is not really the main focus. Let's talk about gameplay. So each level puts you next to a giant wave and asks you to reach the score requirement of the level. Yeah, there are other contestants on most of the levels, but their score doesn't matter. They could theoretically do double the score review at the end and the game will still give you the win. Fighting for score only works in the multiplayer mode. But Myth, how do you score in this surfing penguin movie time game? Well, you do tricks, and you have a lot of options for tricks. The easiest and quickest to pull off is, well, the short tricks. The ones that you on the X button, they're worth 150 points. And they're so fast you can actually do them with just a small jump that you lazily just jump. So you can just smash the X button and keep doing 150 points each time you do it. It's kind of done like that. If you want more points, you can do longer tricks which are worth 400 points, and each character has their own set of animation tricks. There are also the hold/posing tricks, which gradually increase in value the longer you hold them, making them in theory the highest payout trick, but you'll need to drop down from a skyscraper just to make it worthwhile. The rotational tricks are worth 300 points and aren't really worth it since you turn so slow. The moment you start gaining speed, you'll probably hit the water at the wrong angle, meaning you lose all the points that you were trying to get out of the rotation, the 360 spins. And then there are Zen tricks. Zen tricks are the longest animations tricks you pull off and award 3,000 points. Yeah, 3K, that's a lot. Due to their immense payout, you need to fill up the boost gauge on the bottom left to activate Zen mode. Once activated, the boost gauge will constantly deplete until emptied, or you activate the other option of the boost gauge, which is obviously boosting. We'll talk boosting a bit later, because first of all, I want to talk, well, what can you score in terms of on the courses themselves? Well, the first important thing is those big shiny doorways in the tracks. They're worth 500 points and are one of the optional objectives on the stage. there's also grinder rails where you can keep bouncing on them, scoring more points the longer you stay on them. But you lose all the payouts you accumulated from said rail if you fall off. So be careful. You can also do this type of trick on the wave itself, which is kinda neat. And there's also some stuff on the course that can be used related to boosting, like barricades and the other surfers themselves. If you ram a surfer or break a barricade with your boost, you get 1,000 points. And as a quick side note, the big mini tank Evans will constantly try to ram you during the last level because that's what he's basically just is. That's just his personality, just being a bully. And if you're wondering otherwise don't get rammed then, well, you just don't be in the way or boost yourself to just bounce off. The worst case, which is kind of important because if you do indeed either wipe out, like hit a wall or get rammed, you spawn at the start and you start at the most forward point available in the current wave.
Yep.
Meaning you could get hit by the same guy who just hit you from behind. And again, in the worst case for me, that happened 3 times. And to end the course sections, let's talk about the pickups. The first being the energy pickup, which instantly fills up your boost gauge. There are these surfer statues, whatever they are. They're collectibles. You can unlock special things like the secret bonus stage called Legendary Wave and some other thing we'll talk later. And there's finally the multiplier pickups. The green orb will give you a 2 times multiplier, purple for 3 times, and yellow for 5 times. These pickups last for a short while and said multiplier only ends when you're touching a surface. So you don't need to worry about the multiplier of a trick while in the air. Just go wild and just make sure you have enough time you're not landing in the water at the wrong position to lose that 3k you're trying to multiply it for 5. There are also sometimes the wave will do a barrel itself. Honestly, I don't like this part. They basically just constantly fill your boost gauge and make it so that it's basically just a Zen mode quick time event, which is just corkscrews. Just press your Zen button with just triangle on PS3 and then whatever the face button are the 3 face buttons and 3,000 points. And of course you can also find a multiplier and it's super dumb. And the thing I hate the most is that any course that does have a barrel part makes for the wave makes so that it's impossible to play in multiplayer mode. Meaning Pengu Island South 3, 4, Volcano 2, Pengu Island North 3, and the secret level legendary waves are all ought to be played in multiplayer. I understand why, since only one player could easily ram everyone in the barrel and that would cause issues, but it's sad to see 5 of the 13 levels be unavailable to multiplayer. Oh yeah, and earlier I talked about something, leaf surfing, it feels more like a contractual agreement Ubisoft signed because Sony made it so. I mean, Sony Animation more likely. Even though Ubisoft just ported this game to like a shit ton of platforms. I don't have this on my script, but I'll try to remind myself. It's for the main version, it's PS2, PS3, Xbox 360, I'm not sure for Xbox, normal Xbox, PC, GameCube, obviously not Wii doesn't have enough buttons. So yeah, for console it's PS2, PS3, Xbox 360, PC, GameCube. Then for the racing version, which was made for mobile, it's DS and PSP, and there's a GBA, which is his third, and again another separate entity. I don't know why I decided to do that. Okay, tangent over. And yeah, even though the game could be beaten in like an hour long, it's a tiny moving game. And like I said, being ported to so many consoles, it's just a fun game. Don't really have any personal stories to talk about this game, but I just wanted to talk about it because this was this series, and I'll continue showing a bit more footage before the end of the video. So yeah, goodbye. I just realized that it was a bit over 10 minutes, bruh.
La vague même. Ça revient.
Damn.
Voilà. Bravo. C'est vraiment digne d'un pro.